Yo, welcome back to another special episode of the RissKy Powerhouse. We back, we booming with another one. Got my man Javontae Hawkins in the building. What's good with you, Hawkins?
What up, though, man? How you doing, bro?
You already know it, bro. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time, man, for sure. Yeah, let's dive right into it, man. Your boy from Flint, Michigan, man. Tell people about the crib, how your upbringing was and, what made you the man you are today.
And grew up in Flint, Michigan, born and raised. Two-parent home, a lot of family, a lot of siblings, just like the typical, person from Flint who have hoop dreams or chase their hoop dreams. Raised from the hood, north side of Flint, Michigan. I had a unique upbringing because I had more so like, growing up in Flint, growing up in the inner city, some people don't have a father in their life. So I had a lot of friends who ain't had a father, but me and my dad, like, we super close. And, he really, growing up, he really, instilled, God in me early. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He instilled God in me earlier, even though he come from like, being in the streets back in his day and stuff like that. He made sure of me, my mom also, but she was more like on the nurturing side. But my dad, he made sure I wasn't in the streets, wasn't I was affiliated with some guys due to it being family and due to guys, you grow up with, but
yeah, public
other
school.
than that, like, exactly. Other than that, like he kept me away from all that like drugs and violence and stuff like that. And it's always intertwined because you're always going to be in the mix. But yeah, man, like I said, like Flint is, I say it's the basketball capital. I call it the basketball capital because of our per capita. We a small city, and we produce pros, girls and boys. We produce actors, actresses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but on the basketball side, like I think I'm gonna speak for Michigan. I think we the best. We got the best talent coming out the state of Michigan.
Okay,
sure.
So who's some of those names coming out of Flint hooping? I know Kyle Kuzma. That's the one that come off rip to me.
Yeah. My dog Kyle Kuzma, Miles Bridges. You got Monte Morris, JaVale McGee from Flint. I don't know if you remember Mateen Cleaves, Morris Peterson, Glenn Rice, Charlie Bell, Eddie Robinson. Like all those guys played in the league, so, and Trent Tucker won an NBA three-point contest 1 year. Like Corey Hightower, I can go names on and on, like legends.
JaVale Mama was a star.
Pam. She was at Flint Northern. Yep, her and her sister. The McGee's twins, cold. Deanna Nolan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like we got a lot of talent. Like, and people don't understand. Like we small. Like we really small. Like it's literally north, south, east, and west in Flint. Like it's literally, we like in a tight like cubicle, feel like, everybody know everybody, so it's like, or you don't know somebody, they family. So it's like, but the basketball side, I think we got the best.
So so how did you get into hoops? Was it like, neighborhood hoops, everybody come up out in the city, you pulling through the rec league first, 7, 6, 5 years old in the rec league with your fellas that's in public school or whatever. So how did you first get introduced to the ball?
I mean, what's crazy is I started hooping at 12 years old. Like I started hooping like 12, 13 years old in 8th grade. Like, and I mean, obviously I played like on the, in the park and stuff like that down the street when I was younger, but it wasn't like to the degree that, oh, I'm about to go hoop. It wasn't on my mind to, to chase a dream as a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
Until I was like, I want to say 11 or 12. And then 13, I played my first year of organized basketball. And like, it was different, because a lot of these guys are more advanced than you. You know, you just got the probably like the intangibles. I was always athletic. I was always fast. Couldn't really handle it. I had a nice soft touch just naturally, like around the rim, and then it became more of a 3-point shooter. But man, like I started late. I'm a late bloomer. That's why I'm still such a sponge right now. Like I take in anything. So, but I was a late bloomer, and I would say my dad really got me going with the basketball because just to stay out of trouble. You know, I've been a knucklehead. You know, getting kicked out of school at times, and you know, and it's just something that's helped me stay out of trouble too. So, and it paid my education, and it's paying me now. So I just thank God for it.
For sure, forever thankful, for opportunities. You feel me? It's
Right.
crazy. It's crazy to make it to this ceiling. A lot of people don't get where you get, where a lot of people don't get to where you have gotten, especially starting that late playing basketball. Most,
Yeah.
our era, well, you're a little older than me. I graduated high school 14. So
Oh,
you
okay.
probably like
2 years.
2 years. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
2 years on me. So, but that AAU era, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11,
Word.
that was the era that started, not necessarily the trainers that we see today with kids 5 years old. We ain't had the
Right.
trainers and stuff, but that's what started like the all the time, okay, we gonna make sure you can dribble,
Yeah.
pass, and shoot, the skill game. So as you start to get on squads, I'm sure it was friend oriented. Your boys play, so I'm gonna play. We're
Yeah.
gonna run over here, we're gonna run over there. When did basketball turn into, okay, I'm chasing this
Um, I would say like really when I was like 14, when I had my brother, he was murdered and we was the same age. He was 14 years old. He was just older than me. And just seeing somebody like that you know, that's your kin, that's your brother, your sibling, and you like, oh, I gotta make it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's
one?
like it's one of them things where it motivated me to just get out of Flint, and the only way I knew was basketball. So that was my motivation for sure. And around like I'll say 14, 15, that was my motivation when I took it seriously and could picture myself as a pro. Had NBA dreams, like literally dreaming about playing on an NBA stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it like growing up like that and seeing that at such a young age, it should motivate anybody,
It,
and it
it do
did for
one or
sure
two
for me.
things. Yeah, it do one or two things, man. It either run you completely to zero or it take you to
Yeah.
100. Some people see stuff like that. I'm sorry, by the way. I'm sorry for your loss.
I
Definitely that's
appreciate you,
something.
bro.
I'm sure that's something I'm sure you think about that pretty much like once, twice a
Oh
day.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Keep you
most
going.
definitely.
So when you value stuff like that, some people remember it and out for revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
fact.
especially a 14-year-old guy, like you said, inner city kid, pressure of the homies, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your boys saying, "Dang, bro," you know what I mean? People remind you of it, and it's sometimes not even
Fact.
reminded you to try to push you. Sometimes it's reminding you to pull you back. You know what I mean?
Fact.
It's
Fact.
definitely a blessing. Having your father, I'm sure, to
Yeah.
have those conversations. That get you to the
Mm-hmm.
next level. So how did the private school opportunities come around? Was that something your parents, made a issue, or not an issue, but made an
Mm-hmm.
emphasis, or is that something that came through, being on the AAU squad or something like that?
I mean, I first went to private school actually in Flint, and it I had transferred. I went to Beecher High School where Monte Morris went. He a
And then you
year
went to Power,
younger than
right?
me. Yeah, I went to Powers Catholic School, but what's crazy about that? People from Flint who know this story, like Powers is literally right in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's down the street from me. Like literally a 3-minute car ride. Like, and
Crazy.
we had a school next door called Flint Northwestern where Glenn Rice, literally next door. Literally, they're not. You can walk over there in 30 seconds. Like, and that that environment outside the school was totally different from the environment inside the school, because obviously it was a Catholic school. You know, they take education seriously. Like, so I came there first day with my cards and my dice. I'm thinking, like, you know, we still can shoot dice or something like that. Man, they said, no, we don't do that here. And it was like a culture shock. So what my parents did for me with that was a blessing, because if I stayed at a public school, I could have went down a totally different road as an athlete, you know. But the private school, that POWERHOUSE Catholic, when I was there, it was like a family. I still talk to them people today, and that was 10, 12 years ago. And it's like, it changed my life, because it helped prepare me for life outside of basketball, making relationships, learning how to talk a certain way, you know, and learn how to carry yourself a certain way, things that you don't get when you from the hood, you know. So, and that was a blessing in disguise for me, because it led me to another route when I had to leave Flint for the first time in my whole life to go to a prep school for my senior year. So it definitely shaped and molded me, and I never forget the people that helped me. I still talk to the principal, I still talk to the teachers, the students. Like, that's how much of an impact it have on me. So
For sure. I know that's big time for especially off rip, you know.
yeah,
Like, you know, when you with your guys, those guys don't go anywhere, you know,
yeah,
they're gonna be right there. Like you said, it's all in the same spot. So, you know, take advantage of those opportunities that's, you know, right across the street, you know, open up the door. So
yeah,
Huntington,
fact.
West Virginia, going to another state. How old were you? 17, senior year?
Yep,
Or did you
16
reclass?
going on 17. It was my senior year. I was going into my senior
Okay,
year.
okay.
So yeah, but I was 17. Yeah, I just turned 17.
So
And
so
I
you
had,
was out, so you moved out of the crib and went out there. Was it like a campus for that school, or did your peoples, or did y'all move states and you went to another? How did that go?
now I moved by myself. Like, it was crazy, because I brought the information to my dad, and my dad was like, "No, you ain't going nowhere. Like, they gonna see you wherever you go." And for me, um it wasn't a talent like issue. It wasn't like, for me, like, where I need to, you know, have exposure or anything. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a talent issue for me, but for me, it was more so like exposure, so that I can play against guys that's on my level night in and night out. You know, in prep school, the prep school schedule is, you're gonna play against guys that you probably gonna play against in college next year. You're gonna play against guys you play against now as a pro. Like, being in Michigan, it wouldn't have worked, because I play against, you know, sometimes you'll play against a team full of future doctors or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're
So
right, right,
it's
right.
like you would never get that in prep school. And I was top 100 kid too. So I wasn't trying to get exposure. I wasn't trying to, you know, put my talents on the map, because it was already on the map coming from Flint. I was just trying to prepare myself for college the next year at earlier.
Yeah, and coming, and you know, senior year, like you said, 4-star athlete, number 89 in 2012 overall
Hmm.
in terms of your class, ranked 16th at your position. You was a two guard,
Yeah.
two guard. Now they throw in the small forward now, but come on, man. Back in
Yeah.
the day, 6'5", 200, you a two guard, bro. That they
Yeah.
be trying
Fact.
to the small forwards now, bro. They got Bruce Brown at the small forward, bro. You 6'4",
Fact.
you 190, bro. You a guard, man.
Fact.
Like
Fact.
basketball now is kind of crazy, like in
It's
terms of,
crazy.
you
It's
know, the
positionless
flexibility,
now. I
exactly.
overseas, I played a one, like, it probably like 10
Two
possessions out the
plays,
year.
two plays.
You know what I'm saying? 10 possessions out the year, but literally I'm 1 through 4. Like,
Crazy
and I can
at six
guard 1 through 5. Like, so it's like, it's a blessing though. Like, if I was 21 today, or if I was like 18 today playing the positions that I play, oh man, it'd be a wrap. Like,
sky's the limit.
because like, I didn't know, you know, like, when you playing small shooting guard, and then you playing small forward, then the coach like, I'll put you at the 4. You like, man, I ain't no big man. I am not a big man. Like, you know, because when you hear 4 position, you hear that you're a big man. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? In reality, it was the best thing that happened to me and for me, for my game, because I got mismatched like outside of the paint, you know? So I like it. I like it now.
And it's all about adjustment and getting comfortable.
Fact.
Versatility is what the game is all about now. You know,
Fact.
the game at one point in time was a specialist game. You either bat to the basket, you board, or
Fact.
you're a versatile forward like Rasheed, who could hit the 19-footer. You got to
Fact.
bring. You might not be the best rebounder. You might not be the best passer, but you got to bring the intangible things: toughness,
Yeah.
communication. Kevin Garnett, Rasheed Wallace, those types of guys. You know, the
Rasheed,
three.
an underrated name too.
Bro, that's
That's
why,
an
bro,
underrated
he
name.
probably the most versatile. People are not gonna ever say it because he had slow feet on defense when he got older. So some people remember his older days. But Sheed coming out of UNC, Portland Sheed, bro, he was probably the most versatile power forward like ever. You can make a case with all the different things he can do. Like as soon as he went to Boston, he got old. They say, no, don't stretch that 16-footer. We need you to stretch that 3. He started hitting it. He hitting the 3 now. Like he could have been doing that if that's what the game was telling him to do in 01. But like
and doing it in forces too, in Air Force Ones.
Bro,
like,
bro, you gonna laugh at this, bro. Bro, I just left the gym, my boy. The Sheed, but I respect Sheed, bro. Come on, man.
Bro,
but now when you think about Sheed, bro, like he is one of the more versatile guys. But the 3, you know, the 3 was always a do-it-all position. You got to be able to pass, dribble, rebound, defend. You know, 6'8", 6'9", usually long. The 2 guard is a bucket getter, and the point guard manage the game. That's just the all-around, you know, positions that it once was. Now your point guard can be your bucket, your 2 guard can be your Sheed, your 3 guard can be your big man, Josh Hart. Josh Hart, if you watch Josh Hart on the court, he played like a big. He crashed the offensive glass. He's snatching boards. Even though he shoot the 3, he really looking to get to the rim and finish. Like he running the break, he running, filling lanes. You know, Josh Hart played like a 6'5" center. It's crazy, bro.
Bruce Brown too. It's crazy.
Bruce, bro. People be sleep on Bruce. Bruce, nice, bro. He gonna bring a lot.
I like him.
He just got traded over there to Denver.
Oh, word.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He got traded over. Free agency been crazy the last week.
Free agency been crazy.
Bruce
I've been
Brown
seeing
over there in Denver. Your boy Monty got traded to Washington.
Yeah,
right around the corner. I might need to hit him up. I might need to hit your boy up. He right up the street. I could drive up there 3 hours. But you got who was that? I just got to Denver, bro. Bruce Brown. He can operate in that free throw line. You know, if you blitz somebody like Jamal floaters, the corner pass. Yeah, he nice with it. I watched him in Brooklyn. He was one of the reasons why they was even competitive versus Boston, even though they got swept. You know, Bruce was eating. But as we overall get to it, you know, number 16 overall in your class coming out of high school, what were some of your offers that you had on the table and why you choose USF?
I probably done had everybody except like the North Carolinas, Duke, or Kentucky, but I probably done had everybody. Like Big East, Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Pac-12. Like, man, like my offers was deep, bro. Like it was like super deep. I think my last 2 choices was it was Cincinnati. I went on an official visit, only 2, Cincinnati and USF. I'm gonna get to why I went to USF too. So Cincinnati, USF, Vanderbilt, Arizona State, and I can't remember the 5th one, but it was I want to say Virginia Tech. I'm not sure, but I had like those like on top of like the USCs, on top of like the Michigans, you know what I'm saying? So it was Ohio State. Like I had all those offers, but like going to USF was a crazy decision because Stan Heath, who's the head coach at Eastern Michigan now, he was the head coach there, and you know they just had a guy named Dominique Jones who got drafted, and I think in 2010 or something like that, and then I was coming in 2012, the highest rated to ever sign at USF. So it was like I came in there with a lot of hype. And Coach Heath, he's a Michigan guy. He coached Mateen Cleaves, Charlie Bell, Morris Pitt, the Flintstones in that 2000 national championship team at Michigan State. So he was the assistant coach there. So and like he got a lot of ties with people from Flint, and because he's from Detroit and stuff like that. So it came about that type of decision, and now I was on a 2 and done plan. Like I was ready to do 2 years of school and put my name in the draft, but freshman year didn't pan out. I started like 15 games though. I averaged like 6 points or something like that freshman year. Then sophomore year came around. A lot of stuff was promised, and you know how it go. Stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff was promised, and and it didn't happen or anything like that. So I ain't start no games my sophomore year. Averaged probably like 3 points, was shooting terrible. Like just had like little garbage minutes. And man, that was the end of my time at USF too. So, but it was a blessing though. If I look back at it, I probably still pick the same choice, but I would maneuver a little bit differently. I definitely matured. I had some immaturity going on as a freshman and sophomore with the way I handled adversity on the basketball court. Just being a Flint kid at times when I shouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting hot headed at times, but I learned like the hard way, but the best way. If I could say it like that. So like it panned out, and that was my time at USF, and that's how it came about going there.
You spent 2 years there, man. Once you transfer, you got to sit out a year. So when you're making decisions to transfer elsewhere, you got to kind of read the landscape of who's coming in, who's gonna be there next year, this and that,
Right.
third, meetings with coaches, visits here or there. How you make the next move? You went to 3 schools, right?
Yep, 3 schools, and I transferred to Eastern Kentucky. So that came about. I had a boy from Flint, Glenn Cozy. He played overseas too, and a bucket too. He's a bucket. That's where you looked at my highlight. That's where I got my little hezzy from into my shot. Like he a bucket, and he went to Eastern Kentucky. So he from Flint. We know each other from the YMCA days, and he was at East Kentucky, and they went to the tournament, and then they lost to Kansas by like 4 or 6 or something like that. And the coach seen I was transferring, and then Glenn Cozy said, yes, I can get him over here. And I went over there. I committed on my visit because I was just looking for a new home, and I was looking to go mid-major too. I didn't want to go high major no more because it's too much. It's politics, like agents and top 5 kids coming out, and it's just so much politics. I could have went to Michigan. I could have went to California, University of Cal. I could have went to USC, but I didn't want to, and I wanted to go like closer to home. Like so, Eastern Kentucky was like 6 hours away from Flint, so I chose that, and it panned out well. Like and I set out that year, and it was just tough, just sitting out. You know what I'm saying? Just watching, but I'm hooping, like I'm working out every morning before class. Like literally, I had a manager. Shout out Chris O'Brien too. He used to literally get up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning with me just to work out, so I can have more workouts during the day because I was sitting out. So we'd work out at 4. I work out after my after lunch or something like that. Then I work out again after practice. So I was getting it in my sit out year. Then came about eligible my junior year. The coaching staff that brought me in left to Fordham. So I was trying to leave with them. And they said I couldn't do it because I didn't have enough credits to graduate. So I had to stay and play under another coach. And we had 2 assistants that played in the NBA too. RissKy, I don't know if you remember him, and Michael Bradley. They both played in the league. And I ain't really clicked with the head coach for real. And, even though I averaged 17 and I think 6 or something like that, and like 2 assists, I ain't really clicked with the coach, and I was just averaging that as the third option. You know what I'm saying? So, and shoot 53% from the field, top 5 in layup percentage in the country. So after I just didn't click with the coach, I really didn't want to leave. to go to Fordham the next year because once I graduated, I was out. I didn't want to leave because I didn't want people. I didn't want people thinking that I was transferring because I was getting in trouble or something like that. Because you know that's usually what some guys when they go to multiple schools is probably because what they did off the court. In my case, it wasn't. I ain't never got trouble with police or nothing. So yeah, and my time at East Kentucky was a good time too. I still talk to people from there too. Like that, it revived my college career for real. Like that was a make or break season, you know, like or I would have been a bust. Like simple as that.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations, boy. Big as a third option, 17 points in a 40-minute game. That's that's an efficiency. You know what I mean? You might not get as many opportunities as when you're massaging that rock your senior year. You know what I mean?
But, and I played 25 minutes again. Just 25 minutes again. Like I was just efficient. It was some games I was 10 for 10. It was some games I was 10 for 12, like 7 for 9. Like I was just efficient. Like,
off the top, can you remember your best college game off the top?
Yep, Tennessee State. I had 36.
HBCU.
And what's crazy is that it was their crowd. It was their crowd, bro. Their crowd mad disrespectful. They was talking about like the Flint water and stuff like that. They said something like the Flint water. They had signs and stuff, talking about the Flint water. And I had missed a shot, something like that. And they, you know, they just still barking. I'm like, okay, watch. Had 21 in the first half, finished the game with 36. Should have been 40 though, but I had to take 36 and the dub.
Yep, the win. Hey, I was about to say, did y'all win? That was about to be my next question. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yeah, that's big time. 36. You don't remember? Some people would be like, "Oh no, you know, I don't remember my stats. You know, I do this and that." Man,
nah, I remember.
Hey, look,
but I'm still trying to win though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to win, but I'm gonna remember what I. Sometimes I don't, but most times, like I remember, like, all right, if I got 4 more points to get 30. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man, 36. Everybody remember their best games, but hey, when you think about your move to Fordham, how was that last year? I'm sure you already knew what you had on your mind in terms of how you was gonna go about, you know, post college up to that point. So how did you approach Fordham and how did you enjoy that year?
You know, same way how I approached EKU, East Kentucky, when like the coaches knew me. You know, they already had a relationship with me when I was sitting out, and they loved my game. Like they seen it's a lot of unseen footage my sit out year in them practices, man. Like I felt like if I could have a film, like I'd be like, man, I ain't missed today. You know what I'm saying? So, but they respected my work ethic though. You know what I'm saying? So I was next in line to be that leader for them. And I didn't get a chance to that year because they left. So when I graduated, got my degree, did my 5th year because I set out a year and went to Fordham, man. Like, and those still my guys, Coach Jeff Neubauer and Coach Rodney Crawford, and even Coach Willie Cruz, who coached with he's the strength and condition coach at the Houston Rockets now. And like those still my guys to this day. I talk to Coach Crawford like at least probably like every couple weeks. Talk to Coach Neubauer every other week as well. And like, man, like those guys, they made my transition much easier than what I thought it would be. They gave me the ball. Instead of being known as a scorer, I was being known as like a two-way player. You know, I'm guarding the point guards, but I'm also our leading scorer. I'm guarding the best player, but I'm also our leading scorer. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting key stops, but I'm also our, you know, leading scorer. And I was the number one option too. And like it really, obviously as a team wise, we didn't really pan out. You know, we was like a little bit above 500, but like having key wins that I look back at often, like VCU versus Davidson versus Rhode Island. Those like colleges were like one of the best in, you know, the A10, and it was just one of those humbling experiences because I officially became a leader. and it led me
Yeah.
to transition into professional easy because I transferred. It was people already there, but I was named captain. You know, so it's like I'm coming in as a senior, and there's people that's been here for 4 years, 5 years, and I'm captain. And this new dude captain, it just shows you how much the coach trusts me too. So it was a blessing, and I just thank them for that opportunity because that really helped me become a better complete basketball player on the court, and it helped me become a more mature person off the court and allowing others to trust me.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Get, like I said, when you get to massage that rock, man, that number one option, efficiency, leadership, bigger toll on defense,
Pressure though
definitely
too.
facilitating for your teammates that can't score on their own. You know, you the
Hmm.
bucket getter, so you taking two people with you. So you got to find that swing pad, that pass into the swing. You feel what I'm saying? The hockey assist,
Fact.
yeah, it's different
Fact.
layer. It's different layer. Everybody want to get the rock, but some people ain't built for the rock. You know what I mean? You got to be able to
Fact.
do a lot of different things. Playing what 40, what 36 minutes a game that year?
Yeah, I play about 36 minutes a game. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But to play that long, to play
Hey,
that long
people,
period, you got to defend.
you got to, but you got to be in shape, bro. Like we was it, bro. We had something called boot camp, and like we wasn't offensively talented, but we was like a top 5 defense in the country. Like we was leading the, we was like top 2, top 3 in steals that year, and we just couldn't score. Like it was guys that just didn't have no wiggle to their game. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Mm-hmm.
like, it was for them. They weren't really used to that. But I came in and kind of like changed the swag up too. And some guys start getting loose at times, but you could still tell they wasn't used to hooping for real. They was used to more like structure and like a Princeton type offense. But yeah, man, like that number one option is pressure, man. Pressure. Pressure.
Absolutely. Pressure to deliver. So, Phil, how many countries? Well, first of all, you know, you went undrafted in 2017. How was your draft
Yeah.
process? How many workouts did you get? What was it like? You know, traveling? Did you go through all of that stuff?
Uh-huh. Bro, I had 0 NBA workouts. 0, bro. Like, and even I'm still looking forward to getting that opportunity. I never really had a real shot. Like, I didn't have the advice like with agent process, so I chose the.
Yeah.
I was just so ready to play, and no NBA teams was contacting like me or even like guys that I know and stuff. That older mentor, they weren't contacting them, but I had hired a European agent. Just say, you know what, I'm just gonna go overseas, thug it out, work my way up over there, and get on back to the States and try to get a workout, play summer league or something. And I came, close. COVID year, I was supposed to play with the Clippers, summer league, but they had canceled summer league. But I was on the summer league roster and team and everything, but they canceled the summer league that year because it was COVID. And this past year, I had an opportunity. Some NBA teams was giving me feedback and stuff like that, but I never really went through the draft process with NBA teams and stuff like that. So, but I'm still looking forward to it. Especially being one of the top guys playing overseas. I'm looking forward to the opportunity when it comes.
Absolutely. How many? How? So you basically made up in your mind. Look, man, this is what it is, and I'm about to just dive in this pool straight up,
Yep.
rather than
But
trying. I'm gonna
always, but
shoot my
leave it.
luck.
But I'm still looking forward to getting to the league at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't give up on the dream, but I'm not about to get stuck. Chasing the dream the wrong way. And
Absolutely.
some I could have went G League. But I don't think But financially, that's not where I'm comfortable. Going put myself in the G League. I wouldn't do it now, but um like yeah, like overseas, and then you get the experience, different countries, so it's a blessing in itself. Like some guys in the league can't handle playing overseas. They can't. It's different. It's a you can sign for 2 years overseas, but you still on a 1-day contract, it feel like. Like, cause they can replace you. They'll pay you and replace you. They'll buy you out and replace you, like, and cut you. They'll pay you, cut you, and sign the next person. So it's like, and then that's why it's so tough for guys to get the next job, because they not mentally strong enough to stay over here, or it's just not for them. Some people is talented and it's overseas is just not for them. It's just they just so sold on the league, because that's all we seen growing up. Anyway, we didn't watch EuroLeague at 12 years old and saying I can't wait to play in Italy when I get older. We was like, I can't wait to play for the Pistons, for the Lakers. Like, I couldn't wait to play for an NBA team. So I love the experience though. I look forward to it all the time.
Yeah, and one of the brothers that I had an opportunity to interview, Amir Hinton, he said everybody path different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some dudes can maneuver this. Embrace your path. He was speaking from a perspective of young dudes hitting them up on the ground, like, yo, you think I should do this? You think I should do that? And he like, look, man, pray, talk to your family, follow your heart and what you think the best decision or the best move for your opportunity can be. Because he went to Shaw, D2, average 31. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Got on the Winchester team on a two-way, rocked out there, and then made his way overseas after the COVID year. So he said everybody path different, and that's exactly what you just detailed. Like, some dudes, you can get in the league, you can run in the G, but once they can offer you a couple more thousand, a couple more tens of thousands or whatever, to go play over here real quick, you'll be back in 2 months, 10 games.
Facts. Yeah. Facts. And it's crazy, bro. Like, I look at it like
contract.
Man, 1 day contract. Like, I look at it like you got to be on your game. You can miss shots. Like, some coaches don't care about you missing shots. They care about how you respond. What are you going to do next? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to give to the team besides, if you ain't scoring or shots ain't falling, you ain't providing nothing else. So it's like, that's what hurt a lot of these talented guys too. And you look at guys, you're like, man, he played in the league for a little bit. Why he can't play overseas? You know what I'm saying? He averaged 15 in the league 1 year. He can't do that like over here, overseas. Look, Greg Monroe, for example, he averaged like almost a dub, but he wasn't doing that over here. So it's like, I look at it like, for me, from my perspective, I can survive growing up in Flint. I can survive playing in a different country. Like, I already know, like, if you can make it out somewhere where there's nothing to offer, and go somewhere where it's a lot to offer, I'm just as comfortable as if I'm on U.S. soil.
Mm-hmm. So how many countries have you played in?
I played in Finland, Greece, and Germany. So I played in 3 countries so far in the past 5 years.
5 years, 3 countries. So 3 clubs, 3 teams?
3 teams in Germany, and 1 team in Greece, and 1 team in Finland.
So chronologically, from the beginning, 2017, right? 2017, where you made your move.
Yep.
You hopped on that plane for 12 hours, 13. How long was the flight?
Man, flight was. So I flew from Michigan. It was probably, because I had a layover. I had to stop in Iceland. Oh, I was like, I didn't even know Iceland existed. Like, I thought it was just straight ice. Like, but it's like, not for real, but it's the opposite. Greenland.
It was cold, bro.
I mean, it is cold, but Greenland, which is above Iceland, is actually all ice. And Iceland is more green. I'm like, why are they called? But it was crazy. But when I landed in Iceland, I'm like, oh, man. I felt that turbulence over the ocean. I tried to call my mama and forgot I can't even, it ain't Wi-Fi. I'm like, mama, they playing tripping, like, it's tweaking, like, but like that, I got them. I was nervous, first time flying over an ocean to a different country. I was nervous, but man, once I settled in, like the next 2 weeks, and I had basketball, I was good. I was ready to hoop. I was ready to start my journey.
So your first team, what was the expectation when they brought you in, and how did you enjoy your first year in Finland? Right, started in Finland.
Yep.
Yeah. So how did that go?
Oh, it went good, bro. Like, I had played for actually I just played for his brother this past year, but the coach, he was a young coach, Jonas Isalo, Finnish guy, young coach, and I came there with some Americans, Aaron Jones, Tobin Carberry, Jalen Brown, John Jordan, Canyon Berry, which is Rick Berry's son. So I came in there with
Oh
them,
yeah, I know
and it
John
was,
Barry.
yep, and it was difficult. It was difficult at first. I kept stepping out of bounds. I kept catching the ball and traveling because the rules over there is different. So I kept traveling, and the coach was like, "Just shoot the ball, just shoot the ball." And I was like, man, because like us, we trying to get past somebody and boom, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that. The help was next. Everything was fast, like 2 beats faster than what I'm used to. So, but then after a while, I found out like halfway through the season, I was on a tryout contract, like the whole year. I didn't even know. That just shows you how much you're supposed to pay attention to what you signed. You know what I'm saying? So I was on a tryout contract, so they could have cut me anytime before February. They could have cut me anytime. And I was like, well, like I never knew, but they cut Rick Barry's son before they cut me because I started listening to we both were stepping out of bounds. We both was traveling. We both in the same position. And the coach said, just shoot it. I don't care if you miss or make it. I'm like, oh, word? And I still play it if I can miss. Man, he kept traveling. I kept shooting. I was missing at first, bricking. Because I was just trying to get it off. He was just clapping like, and I'm like, this is different. I would have been on the bench if it was college, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, I start getting in the gym more, working on my shot. Consistent. 42% for the whole year. All right. So I learned a lot. Like I always had a work ethic, but I learned how to work smarter. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, oh, I'm about to go shoot 500 jump shots. No, I'm about to go make 500 jump shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you're shooting 500, you probably gonna make what 50% of them, like 250. So I was like, I'm gonna make this. I'm not gonna leave this spot until I feel right. So my rookie year, and I had a EuroLeague legend on my team my first year who was just coming back to his hometown to finish up his last season. So
Yep.
and that was a blessing. So my rookie year was like literally like one of the best times I had as a professional. I was getting paid $2, but I mean, it was all about the opportunity and moving forward. So, I mean, I loved every bit of the process. Though.
Halagos
Pro
in
Largo,
Greek basket.
yeah, yeah.
So making the move. How far is Finland from Greece? How far is Greece from Finland?
Greece is southern part, like southern part of Europe. Finland is the northern, so it's a pretty big distance.
Yeah, so it was it's a whole different vibe out there.
Whole different vibe, man. You talking about traffic, bigger city. I'm in Athens, Greece. So I'm in like the
That's the
biggest,
capital.
you know what I'm saying? Whole bunch of craziness going on. All you hear is like Malacca, Malacca, Malacca. You know, and I mean a-hole. Like they be getting out their cars ready to fight you from traffic. Like crazy. Good food though. Like people there, crazy. And the club still owe me money too. So they ain't give me my last paycheck, bro. Like, but as far as the league though, the competition, killers. And if you averaging 20 in Greece, you on the losing team. So, and it's probably only gonna get like 3 losing teams for real. Like I think it's top 8, and it's 12 teams. So you probably gonna get 3 to 4 losing teams. So it's top 8 that make the playoffs. But man, that league is different. If they could pay on time and pay and not having financial issues, that'd be like the number 1 league in Europe because it's physical, aggressive. Fans are crazy, knocking over stuff, ready to come on the court. Like I love that atmosphere because it get me going, especially if we playing away.
Oh,
Like
most definitely.
away,
Inner city, people talking crazy.
I love close away games more than I love close home games because I just want to hear the people saying you can't do this, you can't do that. Home games, everybody cheering for you because it's the home team. But man, the Greek League, I played against Deron Lamb. I played against Keith Langford. I played against who else? Jermaine Love was on my team. I played against William Buford, who went to Ohio State. Like I played against.
I was about to say that name sounds familiar. He was at Ohio State.
I played.
He was there with
Jared Sullinger.
It was Sullinger.
Yep, he was there with Sullinger.
That name. He was there with an NBA guy. That name
he's tough. Like I played against a lot of guys. Like man, like who else? Deshaun Thomas that went to Ohio State too. Played against him. Like a lot of guys, bro. Like it's that league was very, very tough. It was difficult to score in too because everybody packing the paint. You average 11, that's like averaging 18 because like you would probably be the leading scorer if you got 12 points on your team consecutively, like every game. If you got like 13, 15 points, ain't nobody scoring 40s or 35. Somebody would get 30 here and there, but it's really like 20, 21.
You gotta take Clay out there, man. You gotta have a torch that catch and shoot.
Man, what? Clay a kill.
Real torch. But yeah, overall overseas, man, a lot of experiences, like you said, good food, good vibes, learning the people.
Yeah.
You know, high energy games and all of that stuff. Overall, as a hooper, you know, especially being top 100 coming out of high school, making your move overseas, being involved in the draft, all that type of stuff. How did you take your name, you know, your following, and you know, build a entity that can outlast your lifetime?
I would say, bro, just being my authentic, real self. You know, like I don't really like what you see is what you get. You know, I'm a always thank God first and foremost for all the success that I got and all the success that's coming in because that's my foundation right there. You know, the Most High is will always be the foundation of me, my brand, and the things that I contribute to my legacy. So I'm just a real person. You know, I'm gonna keep it real all the time, and I'm gonna always put God first, and that's just how my legacy is gonna be. And I just think people should just be themselves, you know, and keep grinding, like through uncomfortable situations. Like that's what got me here, you know, like not giving up, not falling into the traps of life. You know what I'm saying? Just and living for something more than myself. You know what I'm saying? Like living for my future kids. You know what I'm saying? Living for my family. You know, to keep my name alive. You know, so I'm just the product of the uncomfortable grind, for real, for real.
Comfortable grind. Shout out to it. Hey man, y'all follow my man's on Instagram. All of those links gonna be below for his Instagram. The Uncomfortable Grind merch locked in. I see the crown. You got the basketball. Hey man, I'm gonna definitely lock in. Hey, we're sitting right here, man, and this is what it's all about. When you build an entity and you somebody more than yourself, you know, you got to bring something to the table, man, that can outlast your lifetime. And it just starts with, you know, marketing everywhere you go, man. Get that bit risky, man. You see what we got going on.
Oh yeah, you already know.
You know,
all right, I'm going to shop for sure.
Yeah, we got you for sure. And definitely that's how you got to do it. You got to provide service. You got to provide product. You got to provide things that could change the next generation, whether it's you hosting a basketball camp every year, or if it's me starting an after school program, nonprofit for the kids in the inner city out here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's different things that each individual can do when they build things up, you know, to take the next step into 20 years in the future. You feel what I'm saying? The uncomfortable grind gonna always be there, even when you're gone, bro, 50, 60, 90 years from now, you know, and then it's just about you building a company, putting the right people in place to further that company, or even selling it or even selling the company, growing it to a point where you can sell it and, you know, start the next thing. and that's what it's all about.
And get that LLC, man. That's what I tell
we locked
people.
in. Oh yeah, we locked in for sure. Everything.
Get that. Yeah, all right. I know you is. I'm just saying, like, people that don't know, man, you know, because I see a lot of guys have, like, especially that hoop, got messages they want to put out, and sometimes that message will sell because of the following, the audience that they have. But some people don't know the business side of getting the LCC, you know, and LLC, LCC. My bad. I'm tongue twisted.
Good.
But getting that, man, and making sure everything is all like I's
legit.
Dotted, T's crossed, legit. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, this is gonna outlive you. You know, this is gonna be here 40, 50 years from now. Like, your kids need to know that they straight before they know they straight. You know what I'm saying? So your kids, you know, like, and it's all about generational wealth, bro, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Multiple streams of income. You feel what I'm saying? I work at UPS, starting the company, you know, work at the high school with the band, you know, different things you got to do to, you know, build up different avenues, you know, and all of those avenues can lead down, you know, to one path. And that's that bank, man. That's the bank. That's the end of it. That's the ultimate goal, you know, touch people and make money, bottom line. And I'm glad you already ahead of the curve in that regard. So yeah, by the time you get done playing, you already, you know, people don't realize, you know, most companies, if you don't got the time for it in season and all that stuff, you already started. So your groundwork is getting going. By the time you retire, now you can take all of that time and put it to actually dropping bread on some trucks, or dropping bread on some vending machines, or actually providing a water supply at the crib, something. You know what I mean? It's different things you can do to bring bread, bring awareness, and touching that kid coming up, man. So bro, I appreciate you coming on the show, my man. The uncomfortable grind. Javontae Hawkins himself is in the building, bro. I appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, hopefully we can cross paths one day. You know what I mean? Get a live joint going. I'm definitely gonna shoot you a DM about that merch. I see the hoodie with the crown on the back. I need that. That's the one I need right there.
Appreciate
it.
Hoodies,
got too many of them. You feel me? But yeah, man. You got Kendall Bishop. I'm out here with the RissKy Powerhouse, man. Go take no more of your time. Javontae Hawkins. We'll go ahead and knock it off right there, bro. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I see you.
All love, bro.
Be and track with your story, man. The next gig and all of that stuff. Keep up with your and stuff, bro. I appreciate you.
You already know, bro.
Be safe, man.
All right, you too, bro. Man, just keep grinding out here, man. You know, the uncomfortable grind. I'm a product of the uncomfortable grind, you know, Flint, Michigan product, man. Just whatever you got uncomfortable that's going on in your life, just keep grinding, man. Just keep grinding through it, and you know, it'll happen.
Facts. And yeah, bro,